I'm Juanita with Teak Farms. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Danny. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm going to be recording this. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right, awesome. We definitely want to get to know a little bit about the people that we have potentially working with us. So I'm going to ask you some background questions. First things first, do you have any experience?
Yes. About 5 years in the cannabis industry, working from front desk as a bud tender, front desk receptionist to inventory manager to assistant general manager at a dispensary in Casa Grande called Leaf Life. And then doing wholesale, being a sales representative for Sublime Brands, Harvest Wholesale, and now with Dr. Zodiac's Moon Rocks.
Oh, okay. I think I saw a little billboard
Yes, that's
for
us.
them, like right off of like Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah,
Like on Grand.
there's so many. There was at one point about 140 different billboards.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Basically, I've always been into health, and taking care of people, fitness wise. I come from sports medicine and athletic training, so that's pretty much what I studied in high school and college. And I kind of just used that background to, instead of figuring out workouts and stuff to help with your ligaments and muscles to recover, I just kind of like replaced it with cannabis. And so I kind of used that journey I had in high school and college, and then found out there was a whole medical marijuana going on in the state of Arizona. So I just took advantage of it, wanted to learn and figure out, and connect and see what I can do to help people throughout this state. And that's pretty much why I do these things. Is like, it's cool waking up every day that I get to go and sell these products to these dispensaries, because then hundreds and thousands of patients are going to feel better. I get it from my family. They used to take care of special ed people, and my family does still to this day. And so it kind of rubs off on me. And then I like cannabis. So I'm like, what can I do to help with cannabis? It kind of blew their mind that I'm doing it this way, but this is like my way of helping out. And it's cool because like, you're helping cancer patients, you're helping people with, nerve problems, people with AIDS, and like the fact that you can get people off, opioids and replace it with cannabis is just, it's a miracle. And it doesn't cure a lot of things, but it definitely can help, someone's life daily. And that's what I, realized that why I like this industry is because I'm helping people at the end of the day.
What would you say are like your strengths and weaknesses?
Uh, well, I don't want to say I have any weaknesses because I'm very confident in myself. But I want to say my strength is relations, focusing on relationships with buyers, relationships with businesses. My second strongest point would be, my favorite thing in general would be customer service. If you don't have good customer service from B2B, it's just not going to work out. That's a huge thing to me, is just providing that to people is my main goal. And then obviously my third best would be cannabis knowledge and cannabis sales. Weaknesses, well, I would say at the moment, probably not being able to network at events. That's a weakness now because there's no events, or
Yeah.
else I would be out there socializing and networking. That's why I started DMing everybody on Instagram, because I can't meet everybody in person no more, because there's no Meta events, there's no Earl Cup, or there's Earl Camp, but like there's nothing big, so I can't go out there and just show my face. So I started DMing people on Instagram, seeing what opportunity there is out there.
Just working with us, since this is a new industry, it requires like a lot of problem solving and critical thinking. I know that you kind of told me a little bit about a time where you had to maybe adapt to times, which is what
Mhm.
you did. You said, okay, well, now I'm going to DM people. I'm going to find another method to get in contact with these people. Could you tell me about a time when you had to learn something like completely new?
As far as what?
As far as anything, let's say at your job, you had to maybe learn a new program, maybe you had to learn a new process of something, a new way of having to do something.
Yeah. So like using like a POS system. I came from using MJ Freeway, switching to BioTrack. That's one thing
So
I had to.
you know BioTrack. Are you familiar with it?
It's been over three years since I've used it, and it's updated.
Mhm.
So I haven't used it in a while, but I'm sure if I sat down for 30, 40 minutes to an hour, I could figure it out and be back like that. It's one of those things. I'm one of those guys, like once I start doing something, I get good at it and I excel at it. Like I can play any sport. That's like another example. I'm very like, I'm a go-getter. So like I want to learn something new. I want to master it. I want to be better than everybody at it. I learned how to cam scan. I don't know if that's beneficial. Let's see, I said like some of the legislation, I try to stay up to date on that. I don't know if that counts.
No, it does.
um
That's learning something new.
yeah, I mean, I'm always open-minded. There's some things like a dispensary manager would know and I'm like, oh crap, let me write that down. I'm always taking notes, always trying to stay up to date as far as that goes.
As far as taking notes, this kind of ties into that. Would you consider yourself to be an organized person?
Yes, very organized. I got my notebook right here just in case I need to take notes.
Nice. Um, well, our environment in general is uber positive. It's a team playing environment. So it's really important that individuals that end up working with us are working for like the greater good of the company and have the ability to kind of interact and work together. Could you give me an illustration of a time when you had to work on a team?
Yeah. So a sales team with Sublime Brands, there's about like five to from, working with the patients and figuring out how we're going to take care of them and weekly deals, coming up with ideas to help, elevate the sales in the dispensary. And then same thing when I switched to the wholesale side, there's about a group of 10 people counting the owners. There's about three owners where we work together to strategize on how we're going to promote the brands, market the brands, like even how we're going to talk to our buyers, how we're going to talk to them, like exactly word for word, how we're going to say things. And another example would be Harvest. There was a group about five on the wholesale team, and one of them was a sales director. None of the owners were involved. And definitely same situation. How we're going to elevate sales? What type of promotions are we going to be able to run? How we're going to get shelf space? How we're going to, you know, put our products on the shelf. Let's see how we're going to deliver, how
You're
production's going to
speaking
get.
Shark Tank to me.
Yeah, I can fill up the whole tank, like from production. We work with production, so that's a group of like, that was a group of like three at the time when I was with Harvest. Now it's a group of like 10 with Dr. Zodiacs, and we got to communicate with them on how we're going to get orders out. So we come up together as a team, and they let me know. I show up, I do my paperwork, and then I leave and turn in the paperwork, turn in the money, sign all the forms. It's a lot of stuff,
It is.
but it's
It sounds like you've had the opportunity to work on a lot of different teams. And
yes.
since you've had that opportunity, I'm sure you are aware that not everyone gets along. Can you maybe tell me about a time where maybe you had to handle a difficult situation working with someone, with like a coworker or maybe even a boss, and what you were able to do, like how you overcame that?
Let's see. I've only had maybe like one situation. I think it was a time when I was in the dispensary where I had to like tell a girl, because I was in charge and I had to tell her to like get back to work, and she got mad and called the general manager and said that I was raising my voice, that I was just too aggressive and I was just too mean. And I kind of had to like let it go that day, but then immediately like the next couple of days I had to let her know that that wasn't my intentions to make her feel that way. I was just trying to direct her in a matter of management to let her know that things need to be done in a certain way and not her way. And at that
Yeah.
time, she was just heated because maybe because I'm a male and she was older than me. It just had to depend on probably her personal day or her day in general. But we talked it out. Because I rather, I would say I'm a conflict resolutionist. I will talk about it, even though it's awkward. I'll talk about anything, any situation, just to fix it so I can get that weight off my shoulder and feel better. So we talked it out, we made amends, and we're still friends to this day.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Um, Now my questions for you are a little bit more personal and contoured to your situation. I know that I looked at your resume. We are located in Tucson and you're located in Phoenix. So I kind of want to know what you expect from the job since you live so far away.
hmm Um, I definitely would like my territory to be Phoenix, Arizona.
Perfect.
it would be really hard to travel to Tucson at the time. Maybe for samples, that would be cool. But if somebody could meet me halfway or maybe in Chandler for sample drop off or something, that could be possible. I just noticed that your guys' flour looks really good. So, and this is a huge market for flour. If you guys could produce 1,000 pounds, I could probably sell it in 2 weeks.
Oh,
If you
that's
guys,
even better because my next question was going to be at this point, we're thinking about maybe 100 to 120 pounds a month and making sure that someone is confident in the ability to sell 30 to 40 pounds at least a week of packages and white label products.
okay, so are we not, would you not represent like Loud Labs, like bulk flour, or are we as a company, are we looking to, are you looking to put that product on the shelf?
We get our packaging in this week, so we want to focus on being able to put our packaged products on shelves because, of course, we get more money for our packaged stuff.
Like
And
jars, like eighth jars that say your name and stuff?
yeah, we have 8
Pre-packaged?
packages of that. And then on top of that, we do want to do white label stuff. We just got a trimmer instead of having like, like with our wholesale, like our white label stuff, we're probably just going to run it through the trimmer, but our package stuff is going to be trimmed by hand.
Perfect.
So that's
What?
pretty much, those are the two areas that we're focusing on with our flour and popcorn.
Okay. Yeah, definitely could work with that. I do like the fact that you want to do pre-packed Ace that say Loud Labs. I think the name is going to stick out a lot, and depending on how you guys represent your packaging as well, and of course the quality of the flour. I worked with about 30 to 40 dispensaries, and most of them are the top stores, and they like pre-packed Ace. So I definitely can represent that. That's one big thing, and then I have several accounts that do love bulk flour, and then depending on how high the quantity is, they would like to buy that way. They like to buy in bulk. So, like Jars Cannabis, they'll buy me out if the price is right.
A commission-based position. You know what I mean? So you would be working in your Phoenix. You wouldn't have to come down to Tucson, unless, of course, you're doing your sampling and things of that nature. Of course, with your experience, we might want you to sit down with like our CEO and our CFO and say, hey, I've done sales. This might be your area of opportunity, or, I'm going out to these different dispensaries, or I've been out to these different dispensaries and this is what they're looking for. And you
Mhm.
guys could probably fill this niche in this market and things like that. Would you be comfortable enough with doing like a commission based, since you don't have to go all the way to Tucson? This is not a 24/7 kind of thing. It's like you get in what you put in. So if you sell 100 pounds or you sell the 900 pounds that we have for you that month, based upon that, you get like that kickback from that. And that's how you get paid.
Would that be once a month, or would that be like a bi-weekly thing?
It's either weekly or bi-weekly. That's something that you would have to take up with the CFO.
Yeah, so I'm kind of used to that right now at the moment. To be completely frank, I would love to be on salary or base and commission, but I'm assuming, you guys are very new and we definitely got to build to that point, and that's cool with me. I just always wanted to sell flour again because selling hundreds of different products can be a lot to talk about and a mouthful in a 30-minute meeting. So it's nice to be like, I have these strains available. This is my price, and that's it. Because, with the whole COVID-19 going on, like the price of pounds has gone up at least $200-300 per pound. I've seen brands go from 2,000 to 2,200, and
Yeah, I think we had someone offer us 26.
what?
Yeah, we had
Who?
someone offer us 26. So it's like, for the most part, we were thinking that our sales jobs would be fairly easy because we have people that hit us up all the time trying to get our flour, and we can't keep it. It goes before we can even, cure them. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
it seems like it's going to be a super easy job for someone in sales. Um, but we just don't know all the ins and outs. And that's probably where you would come into play. Like, we don't act like we know everything because we don't. So
Right.
having
I don't.
someone
I
like
don't either.
so having someone like you that has like a strong sales background and has been in it would be super helpful for us. So the next step would be, I'm going to show this video to the CEO. If he likes you, the CFO will be calling you back and scheduling a time for you to actually have like an in-person interview just to check the vibe. Remember how I said before, it's a team playing environment. They want to make sure that everybody on the team gets along.
Mhm.
So you might have to go down to Tucson for that. The good thing about that is you probably still want to check out our facility,
Yes,
trying
yes,
to
I
see
will.
how everything acts. So you'd be able to do that in that interview.
Mhm.
And then you'd be hired. Yeah. And then Skylar would also be able to give you the ins and outs of this is how much money you're going to be able to make a pound. And of course, when you interact with him, because between him and the CFO and the CEO, they make a majority of the decision. So you can say, hey, this is what I think. This is my opinion about that.
Sweet. Before you do that,
You
let
have
me
any
see.
questions for us?
Yeah. So you definitely want to do pre-packed ACE. You want to sell pounds. What else are you guys looking to put in the market?
Well, right now we're trying to just focus. I mean, like, I feel like there's so many areas of opportunity for us, but at this point, we are going to just focus on the flower.
Okay, that's cool. Because I have ideas. I mean, there's several things in the market that we can compete with. Yeah. Do you know Johnny Madrid?
Yeah, I do know Johnny. He works for the people that license us.
So I work with Johnny with Dr. Zodiacs.
Oh, I didn't know that Johnny worked. I thought that he was just at Desert.
Or Arizona Natural Pain Solutions now.
Yeah, Arizona Natural Pain
Yeah,
Solution.
he's the GM there, and he does buy the products as well too. Well, I
Oh,
mean, or he tells his team to buy, but his name's on the email, so I count it.
oh yeah, yeah. He's usually down at the facility maybe once a week.
Yeah, he told me about it, and I looked you guys up on Instagram, and I was like, oh, their flower looks great. And then he told me that you guys have the old Grow Sciences grower.
Yeah, we have John. Yeah,
What's his
yeah,
name?
John. John,
John.
John Chavez.
Yeah, I haven't met him or anything, but I've always liked his flower. His flower's great. And once I heard that, I mean, honestly, that's already a selling point to this market. I go around and tell people, hey, like this is from Grow Science. This was the original guy who started that brand, and that's going to be a selling point. That's great. That's good to hear. Yeah, I definitely, very interested and want to see, what I can do with you guys. It sounds fun. I love to sell bulk pounds, and like I said, like 1,000 pounds maybe within 2 to 3 weeks. Like that's marketable and
Perfect.
profitable for the company. So definitely looking forward to something like that.
All right, awesome. There's room for growth. So, I mean, sales, maybe segueing into marketing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. I
figuring
mean,
that stuff
and then
out.
another question would be, so he can watch this is like, since I am going to be on commission based, am I going to sign a contract? Am I going to be liable to just work for you guys? Like, because currently I'm already still working with
Nope.
Zodiac. Like, so I'll
We
be
would
able to
let
sell
you could work for whoever you want to work for.
until you guys get bigger and get to that point where you can steal me and
And yeah, give you that salary you're looking for. Yeah.
okay, okay, so that's pretty cool. That's nice to know. Awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much
I think
all.
it'll be a great fit.
Huh?
I said, I think it'll be a great fit.
Yes. I mean, other than that, I think that's all I have as far as questions. I'm sure things will pop up. But it's very nice to meet you, Juanita. I really appreciate your time. Other than that, do you have any other questions for me?
No, that's it. I'm just going to send this over. You did a great job.
Sweet. Well, thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.